Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of In the Jailend. I'm delighted today to be joined by one of the most iconic goal scorers in the club's history, scoring the iconic League Cup winner and a truly all-round great guy. I'm joined by Alex Schalk. Alex, firstly, how are you coping during lockdown? Where are you right now?
Thanks for the introduction, Dale. I'm just in Holland right now with my family and friends because in Switzerland was locked down, and it was all, we couldn't train, couldn't play anymore. So my wife is pregnant, so I said just like, hey, let's go back to Holland. It will be nicer for you as well to be around the family and friends, and she obviously wants to give birth in Holland. So I just said, well, we're going back to Holland and see where that leads us, and we'll just take it from day to day, week to week. And it's been hard, but same for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, I think everyone across the whole world right now is in the same boat. How are you finding the lockdown yourself? Are you finding it a challenge? Are you managing to stay active? You've obviously got your hands full with your wife as well, being pregnant.
Yeah, it's not easy, but you got to make the best of it. And we are getting programs to stay in shape every day. We just gotta have to train like 6 days a week. And we've got a polar watch as well from the club, so they can track all our movements and see what we do every day. So it's quite good. But it's hard without the ball. Of course, I take a ball out on the street and do what I did when I was younger, just playing out on the streets. But by yourself, it's difficult. But I think any football player will be happy with the ball at his feet. So you just gotta, like I said, you just gotta make you just have to make the best out of it. And stay fit, stay strong, and hope that the people in the hospital will do their thing to keep us all safe. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're all giving a great deal of credit to our health services across the world right now. Alex, obviously we'll come on to your time at Ross County very soon, but obviously right now you're with Servette in the Swiss League. How did you find that transition going to Servette after your 2.5 years in Dingwall?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was a nice challenge, but it was. I wouldn't say I underestimated it, but of course I was used to the Scottish way of play after 2.5 years, and the training at so high intensity. And when I came to Servette, after a few days, the coach said to me, "Schalky, just calm down a bit, because I was used to training at such a high intensity level that was going pop, pop, pop. But there it's all just way more relaxed. The most important day is Saturday, and the rest of the week they don't train that hard. They don't even come close to the intensity levels we were used to in Scotland. So that was a big transition for me. Same with the passion and the mentality, like of the players and the fans. It's totally different. But like I said, it was a challenge, but a nice challenge because you challenge yourself personally as well, and a new environment. Obviously, Geneva is a fantastic city to live in. Life standards are really high, so that was obviously a big plus as well. It's been quite a good what is it, 1 year and 8 months now, 10 months. So it was a massive transition, but I've managed it.
And obviously at Servette you're joined by a very familiar face in Chris Rutus as well.
Chrissy, he was his contract was up at County as well after the relegation, and he was already in contact with his old club Servette to join them back, and because he started his career there, and he knew a few people there still, so he went back there. He signed a new contract, and I was still a free agent, and then I got a WhatsApp off him that summer, and he said, "Schalke, you've got a club already?" And I was like, "No, I'm still speaking to some, but I've not made up my mind yet." And then he said, what do you think about Servet? Because I spoke to some people at the club and they are interested in you. And I said, yeah, well, if they want, let's have a meeting, or let's have a chat. And then Servet was really, really fast. And I felt like, obviously, because Ruud gave them a little, a push in the back. And they went to look on my videos and stuff, and they were really, really interested. They flew me over to Geneva straight away after 2 days of speaking over the phone. And they showed me all the stadium and the whole organization, and they had an ambitious plan. And yeah, that attracted me really, because as a player, you really want to feel like a club wants you, and that was the feeling I had at the time. So yeah, that went really fast, and I pretty much signed there within a week or two that we started speaking. So yeah, Ruud was a massive, how do you say that? He was obviously important for me going there, but yeah.
He was pulling all the strings.
Nice. Yeah, he was pulling the strings left and right, but but it's nice to have a familiar face in a country which you're unknown a little bit, and it was nice to have him there as well at staff.
And obviously right now football is in lockdown across the world. I think the only leagues that are still playing is in Belarus. How have you been with the Swiss league? Have there been any talks about restarting football in Switzerland so far?
Yeah, we're restarting 11th of May training in full groups, full contact, and then the 8th of June we're restarting the league. So we'll start training 11th of May, and then in the end of May, the 27th, there's another meeting to really make a definite decision on the fact that we're going through with playing on. But yeah, until right now, so far, it seems like we're just gonna play out the league. Yeah, just gonna finish it.
Well, hopefully we're in a much safer set of circumstances when football does return in Switzerland and across the world for that.
Yeah.
Now, Alex, we'll move on to your time at Ross County now. You obviously played a huge part in the League Cup success that was such a historical moment for the club. How do you look back on that day, that cup run, and ultimately scoring that goal in the final?
Hi everybody, I hope you're keeping safe and well during this difficult period.
As you can see, lockdown's not been very good to me.
I joined Ross County in 2017. We've already made some great memories along the way.
One thing we've always shown is how together we are, and I believe there's no better time to show that than now.
I want the next generation of kids in the Highlands to have the same opportunities that I've had.
I have been fortunate enough to win a league title and an Iron Brew Cup.
I've seen the commitment and the hard work that goes on a daily basis behind closed doors.
I want to continue to see this club progress.
So that's the reason I've signed up to join the Staggies Army.
And I'm hoping that you can join up as well and we can make some more memories together.
See if we can create the next chapter in the club's history.
Help make more memories in the Premiership.
It's a long story. It was a crazy year for me. I was obviously the start of that season. I was still playing in Holland. At that time, I was playing for Go Ahead Eagles in the second division, and the manager decided that he wanted to play me on the left wing. And in Holland, we play obviously the old school 4-3-3 system. And I'm if I can say myself, I'd see myself as the perfect striker in two striker system. So I said them back at the day, I said, listen, I want to go because I can play on the left wing. Of course, incidentally, it's fine, but it's not where my biggest strengths are. So I want to just get a move. And without having anything already lined up, I just said, okay, let's break the contract and I'm free. And then my agent went looking, but it was October, like end of September, that I still didn't have a club. And then my agent spoke with Jim McIntyre, and they had 3 strikers at the time, Brian Gray and Boise and Curran. And they were looking for a mobile striker, a fast one, small one, low gravity, that kind of stuff. So Jim let me come to Inverness and train in Dingwall with County, and for a few days, and he was impressed, and he said, well, let's sign you up. He let me play in a under 21 game as well. We went away to Falkirk and we lost 7-0. I played about 50 minutes.
The perfect debut.
Perfect debut. But Jimmy McIntyre, obviously, he went down to see the game because it was away at Falkirk. And it was like 5-0. And he pointed to kids like, take him off. I've seen enough. And I thought, like, Jesus. Okay, I knew I played not really good, but decent, you know. But if you're 5-0 down, what can you say, you know? So, and he just told me, just right in the dressing room when I went for a shower, he just said, "Listen, I've seen enough. I want you. Let's sign you up." So I was obviously delighted, and so that's where it started for me. You know, in October I signed for County. Then I had a little adaptation time. And I remember the game against Cali for the quarterfinals?
Yeah.
Was it the Cali when that was the quarterfinal when Jackson Irvin scored the header, and I thought, Jesus, if we win this game, we're going to, you know, progress in the cup. It will be, what for year would it be, you know, to come from nothing to go and win a cup? You never know. So we then I had a longer time up towards the semi-final, and I think by that time I was well adapted, and Boise was just coming back from an injury, I think. And then in the semi-final, the coach had to make a decision on playing what kind of system, and he went with a 4-5-1, 4-1-4-1 system against Celtic, you know. And he said, "Listen, Schalky, I'm just gonna put you up top on your own, just to make something happen on the counter attack, you know, with your pace and your sharpness." So obviously that is big, you know, because Boise obviously was our main striker, and he of course he was just coming back from injury, but still, I expected Boise to play as well, you know. And then he explained me why he was going to play me, and I said, well, let's just have it. And I played probably against Celtic. I played probably one of my best games for County. I was involved in all 3 goals. I mean, that was a massive game. I think that's the game we won the cup, because obviously the Hibs final was huge, but we didn't play as well. And the goal obviously in the final was amazing, but I think the semi-final for me is what still gives me the best feeling, because as a team we were so motivated and so happy for each other, you know, and working for each other. And that was for me the highlight, obviously the semi-final, and then scoring the goal, which is a dream coming true. That's what you dreamed of when you were a kid, in the final, in the last minute as well. Having cramp all over, I couldn't play any longer. So and he already made three subs as well. So I thought, like, geez, how on earth am I going to play extra time, you know? But luckily for me, in the end, it was Liam Fontaine who gave me the assist.
Yeah, I think the less said about that, the maybe the better at this point in time. But, you know, obviously such an iconic time for you, as you say, that journey of coming to the club in the October and being in the May or the April, sorry. You know, and does that kind of echo how you felt your whole time at Ross County went? Was that it was a roller coaster, it was up and down, it was filled with emotions, but overall it leaves such a positive place in your mind being at Ross County?
Yeah, massively. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. It was an amazing time, and I've only got positives. Obviously, of course, I didn't play every game from the start, you know, but I've had such a great time there, football-wise, and it was massive for my career as well to put myself back on the map, you know. But the style suits me. I love the mentality, like I said, the passion. I still speak to some boys, the players, some fans even, they say they miss me and stuff like that, but yeah, I miss it. I miss it as well, you know, because I felt so appreciated there, and yeah, it was we had great lads there as well. So yeah, truly was a great time. So.
Did you find it hard to adapt when you came to Dingwall and Inverness and the Highlands, from obviously having spent your time up to that point in your homeland, surrounded by people you knew and familiar surroundings? You were kind of dry dropped into a completely new environment. Did you find that difficult?
At the beginning, it was quite difficult, yeah. But I always said to myself, like, listen, football, you can play football anyway, you know. So if I have to move to another country, or yeah, you just take it for granted, because that's the way of life in football. But yeah, I've never expected before to go and play, obviously, in Scotland, and then when I came there, it was all the way up north. It was but after the adaptation time, you know, because it was hard being there on my own, away from everyone, but it was good in kind of way as well, because my focus went 100,000% on football and no other things beside that. So I could really focus on playing footy and trying to get the best out of myself every day, and that helped me get me back on track my career, and yeah, play good football. Yeah.
Alex, going back through your career, obviously you're at Servette now, and you've been at Ross County and Go Ahead Eagles. You know, yeah. One thing that I think fans always want to know is, who are the guys in the various dressing rooms, not just in Dingwall but across your career, that have maybe you've stuck with, that you've kept relationships with, that play a big part in helping you focus on your career?
Yeah, it's a good question, but I think it's overall it's especially the older players, you know, because they can, and of course also managers, you know, which managers that you have a good bond with, they can put you in the right direction, and that's what I had with McIntyre. You know, he really put me in the right direction, and really I learned where my best qualities are, you know, in that period, because I was always looking like, what's my best position, what's my best strength, where should I focus myself on really strengthen which aspect, you know. And Dodzy and McIntyre really helped me in that period to find who is Schalky. So yeah, that really helped me. And when I was younger, before County, when I was in Breda, where I started my career, it was the older, because we had a really old average age. So I was a really youngster, and the older players really helped me, you know. They were already calling me names for doing something bad, you know. So that really, of course, in that moment you really think like, what are you on about? But when you look back on it, you think they were right, you know. And now you try to pass it on to the younger players. When we were in County, I had a really good bond with Gaylor Dunn as well, to help him and trying to find his way of inside the pro football, you know. But yeah, obviously County, Midge is the guy you listen to, because he's the boss. He's the boss. So yeah, Mitch is the one. And when I was there, obviously Andrew Davies and Paul Quinn and Martin Woods, that were the guys that really got the best out of you, because they were really pushing me to be the best version of myself every day, you know, from Monday to Saturday. Yeah.
Alex, what would you say is the most important piece of advice you've ever been given in your career that probably sticks with you still to today?
Yeah, the best piece of advice.
And it cannot come from Michael Gardine.
No, Mitch is a great lad, but he's not got the best advices for people. But no. I don't know. Maybe it's just from my dad, you know, just trying to stay yourself, be yourself all the time and really do what you want, and have fun. Because if you don't have fun, you cannot get better at something, and if you cannot get better, how can you realize your dreams? It's impossible. So to realize dreams, you need to get better every day, and to get better, you need to have fun. Because if you don't have fun,
Alex, as we're wrapping this up now, the last question: at 27 now, what does the next few years look like for Alex Schalk? What is the future of Alex Schalk right now?
Well, first of all, I'm getting a little princess is on the way, so that won't be long now. But yeah, that's the next big thing. And my contract is up this summer as well. Obviously, there were talks of trying to extend that, but due to Corona, that's all been cancelled. And that's probably the same with every club. You know, they cannot decide anything now because they cannot make any offers, because they don't know what's going to be the budget next season. When is the next season going to get started? Is this season going to get played out? But we'll just have to wait and see. I think that's the same for a lot of players. And the main thing now for me is to focus on my little one. She's due in a week, my wife. So that's the most exciting thing to look forward to right now. And then after a new club or an extension at Servette. And I hope I can still play until I'm 35, you know, and looking forward to new adventures. And
well,
that's basically it.
Certainly see 35 as a player, and probably beyond that too. Alex, it's been brilliant spending time with you today. We wish you and your wife all the very best on your little princess, as you call her, when she arrives. And hopefully it won't be too long before we see you all back in Dingwall for a visit. And hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later.
Hopefully, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alex. Speak to you soon.